Our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case.
The FBI's investigation and recommendation into Hillary Clinton's email server and misuse of classified material has raised some unprecedented political maneuvers. Greta Van Susteren had an earful for Attorney General Loretta Lynch for her private meeting with Bill Clinton on the tarmac in an Arizona airport.
Meet that standard, so do yourself a favor. The Justice Department needs a favor, too, and the nation needs a favor. Recuse yourself from this investigation. If you don't get out of this now, it will get worse. Don't believe me? Well, try this. Just 2 days after your primarily social meeting with the spouse of someone under FBI investigation, your lawyers at DOJ went to federal court seeking a 27-month delay in producing correspondence between former top aides to Secretary Clinton and officials with your new best friend Bill Clinton's foundation. That smells really bad. So take my advice. Recuse now.
Senator Sherrod Brown was asked if he believed an indictment was coming down on Hillary Clinton from the FBI probe.
This weekend, are you worried at all about possible indictments coming from this case?
I'm really not. Thank you, Ms. Raddatz, for the question and for having me on the show.
Turns out Senator Brown was right, because after the recommendation from the FBI came down, all hell broke loose.
Well, again, I just want the FBI to dive into it and look at it. Based on the fact pattern that Director Comey put out there, it's clear that she misled the public. But it's a whole different level when you come to Congress, you raise your right hand and you affirm under oath that what you're saying is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And then the FBI finds that those items are false. There should be a consequence for that as well.
Can you explain why
They sure are. And after FBI Director James Comey testified before the Oversight Committee, the Trump campaign released some clear contrasts of their own on the lies told by Hillary Clinton.
I did not send or receive any information that was marked classified.
Secretary Clinton said she never sent or received any classified information over her private email. Was that true?
Our investigation found that there was classified information sent.
So it was not true.
I did not send classified material, and I did not receive any material that was marked or designated classified.
Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails, either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true.
I had not sent classified material nor received anything marked classified.
Secretary Clinton said, I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Was that true?
That's not true.
Was that true?
No.
Was that true?
That's not.
We cannot find a case that would support bringing criminal charges on these facts. All the cases prosecuted involved some combination of clearly intentional and willful mishandling of classified information, or vast quantities of information exposed in such a way as to support an inference of intentional misconduct, or indications of disloyalty to the United States, or efforts to obstruct justice. We do not see those things here.
One of the other interesting factors exposed during the Oversight Committee's questioning of FBI Director Comey was that more than 2 or maybe as many as 10 people had access to Hillary Clinton's emails and classified information, and that these people did not have security clearances.
Well, look, we learned a lot more about this problem and the pervasiveness. You know, the second panel, we actually exposed the fact that these classified emails have such a high classification, not even members of Congress, not even as chairman of the Oversight Committee, do I have the necessary security clearance to look at those. And yet we heard for the very first time from Director Comey that there were up to 10 people that had access to this information. So it's gone beyond just that server. They were now, this classified information in a non-secure setting with people who did not have the adequate security clearances. And
will anything happen to her as a result of this? Forget politics. The voters will decide in November. But what could happen to her because of this?
Well, I mean, literally just a short time ago, the State Department has now announced that they've reopened their investigation, not only to Secretary Clinton, but to the employees within the State Department. We want people to be held accountable, but we also got to fix this, because classified information is there for a reason. It puts people's lives in danger. It opens up our nation to severe consequences. And she created this herself. It wasn't Republicans. It wasn't. She did this to herself. She did it to this nation, and we got to go back and try to repair it.
And then when you start.
So while Mrs. Clinton wants us all to believe that she never intended to handle classified information in such a way that she would break the law, the FBI director's testimony shows a much different story.
But Comey, the FBI director, also said in announcing his findings this week that you acted, in his words, extremely careless. In an extremely careless way in handling classified sensitive information. Do you acknowledge you were extremely careless?
Well, I think that director clarified that comment to some extent.
Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who used to be the FBI director's boss at the U.S. Attorney's Office, explained a few things that surely raised some eyebrows.
My thoughts are that it would be unreasonable for a prosecutor not to go forward with it, and almost an abdication of duty. What Elizabeth has just laid out under 18 U.S.C. Section 793 is what we would call a no-brainer back in the U.S. Attorney's Office that Jim Comey belonged to. He was one of my assistants. It does not require intent. It just requires gross negligence. He said during his long statement that she was extremely careless. The first definition of gross negligence that comes up if you take out the legal dictionary is being extremely careless.
From the front lines of America's leading political news and opinion, I'm Alex Stadig with Front Page Index.